and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog where I read one of my favorite booktubers' favorite books. Guys, I'm going to be reading Jen's favorite books from the book Refuge, and I am over the moon excited. Over the moon excited. Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my little series of reading vlogs where I read some of my favorite booktubers' favorite books. So this entire week, well, I hope this entire week, we'll see how well pre-filming goes, but I'm trying to do a reading vlog every day where I read some of my favorite booktubers' favorites. I've said that like 5 times. You get the point. Today we are going to be reading Jen from the book Refuge favorite books, and guys, I'm so excited. I'm over the moon excited. If you guys don't follow Jen, I don't know what you're doing. Why do you even follow me? Okay, I'm not like a real booktuber. Okay, like Jen is a real booktuber. Okay, she reads so many books. She is a wealth of knowledge. She does so many book recommendation videos. If there is a trope out there, any trope that you can think of, I can guarantee you Jen has read it and Jen has made a video on it. Like, she is just a wealth of knowledge. Whenever I want like a specific trope, I always go to her channel because I know there's a video. So I think she is fabulous and wonderful and amazing, and everyone needs to follow her. If you read dark romance, mafia romance, taboo romance, she's your girl. She reads a little bit of everything, but I feel like she really leans into the darker mafia romances. That's really her thing. I reached out to her and I said, hey, I want to film this video. What are some of your favorite books? What do you think I should read? And she sent me a list, which I was super grateful for. And we're going to be reading 3 of her favorites in this video. I'm trying to read like 3 per person. I feel like that will give me a good judge of their reading taste and if we have similar reading tastes. So I'm going to be reading 3 books. Let me quickly gloss over which books we're going to be reading, and then I will take you with me for the next couple of days where I actually read the dang books. So the first one is The Takeover by T.L. Swan. This is a book that's available on Kindle Unlimited, and immediately, like, when I think of Jen and her channel, I think of this book, and this is kind of like an office romance a little bit. So our heroine, she is a widow and she's taking over her husband's company, and she ends up meeting our hero who actually wants to buy the company. It picks up years after her husband has passed away, and she's learning to navigate this company as well as being a mother to her 3 sons. It follows her little bit of a taboo romance with our hero. He's very cocky and arrogant and everything that she's not usually attracted to, but she can't help be attracted to him. So that's the vibe of this book. The other book that I'm going to be reading is Untouchable by Sam Mariano. This one I'm a little nervous about. This is a bully romance, and if you guys know anything about me, I don't like bully romances, but I told Jen when she gave me her recommendations, I told her, go for it. Go as dark as you want. I don't have many trigger warnings. I want the full experience. I really want to step outside of my comfort zone. So she recommended this book. It's a high school bully romance. I don't really know too much about this book other than it takes place in this really small high school that is like football crazy, and she ends up getting on the bad side of the football team. Because of that, she endures some bullying, and that's actually how she meets our hero. So this one I'm a little nervous about, just a little bit nervous about, but we're gonna do it. So the last book I'm gonna read is Carnal Urges, and this is also on Kindle Unlimited, and this is a mafia romance. I had to read a mafia romance because it's Jen's thing. I'm not a huge fan of mafia. Okay, I won't say I'm not a huge fan of mafia romances. I am not well versed in mafia romances. I think I've only read like 2 or 3 before, so I'm excited to add this to my repertoire. And yeah, so those are the 3 books that I'm going to be reading. Something else I really quickly wanted to add to this series is I want to talk about some books that me and the booktuber have in common. So books that I know Jen has loved that I have also loved and rated highly, so we can see how similar our reading tastes are. The first one, she sent me like a list of her favorite books, and she mentioned Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin, and that one is genuinely one of my favorite dark romances. I gave it 5 stars. I have a whole reading vlog on it if you want me to link it down below. This is a dark pirate romance. Our heroine is a female pirate, and she is married to another pirate, but they're going through marital troubles. It is a love triangle, so she also has a little bit of a romance with a pirate hunter. Dark, it's intense, but our heroine is a total badass, and I loved this book. Pam Godwin really went there. Like, she really took us there on that emotional journey, and I feel like this is a book I constantly think about and I highly recommend. I know that Jen and I really also love Katie Roberts. You guys know I'm a big Katie Roberts stan. We stan Katie Roberts on this channel. I adore every single book I have read by Katie Roberts. I love her Wicked Villain series. That is a series that was created kind of like for a twist on Disney stories. So it is Disney stories reimagined where the villains are the heroes, and then sprinkle in some spice and BDSM goodness, and you get these books, and they're amazing. First one is Desperate Measures. That one is Jafar and Jasmine. It does have consensual non-consent in it, just so you know going in. If I had to pick like a favorite from the series, I would probably say Learn My Lesson, which is between Hades, Hercules, and Meg. It's a polyamorous romance. He really wants revenge against Hercules' dad. His dad did something real messed up to him, so he's kind of looking for revenge. He ends up bringing Hercules into his BDSM club, almost like a revenge plot, but it ends up forming a polyamorous romance. And this book I have read so many times because, babe, I love it. I love it. Some of the books that we have in common, like I said, I will leave all of her information down below, but this has been a really chatty intro. Honestly, all of these intros are so chatty because I'm just like gushing about these people because I love them. I'm gonna stop chatting and just let you guys watch the rest of the video right now. Emotionally, I am not doing okay. Fuck this book. Oh my god, fuck. It all has to do with this book. This fucking book. Okay, so, okay. I need to form words, I really do. So, the first book that I decided to read for this reading vlog was a doozy. I decided I was gonna jump right in. So the whole purpose, I have to tell you the backstory because that's just who I am. I talk and talk and talk. I never really get to any type of point. But the first book that I decided to read for this video was Untouchable by Sam Mariano. And that was an intentional choice because this is a bully romance, and I knew it was a bully romance. And if you didn't know anything about me and my reading taste, bully romances are my least favorite thing, least favorite trope. I don't like them for many reasons, but mainly I just don't think there was ever a legitimate excuse to bully someone. One or two things happens. One, I either just think it's super petty, and the reason for the characters not liking each other or for being bullies or for being enemies is usually really petty, and it's not a good enough reason for them to dislike each other that strongly and to torment each other. Or the bully does something so terrible that I just cannot redeem them ever, and the author can't redeem them. So those two things happen, right? So I tend to stay away from bully romances, but the whole point of me doing this reading vlog and reading other people's favorite books is to step outside of my comfort zone. I have like 3 tropes that I tend to gravitate towards regularly, and I will actively search for books that are those tropes, and I just read them because I know that's something I'm going to like. Even if it's not a 5-star, I can genuinely tell if I'm gonna like the book just based on the trope, right? Oh, I have really got into a comfort zone when it comes to reading, and I wanted to just branch out. So I reached out to Jen, who this video is all about, and I told her, hey, give me your favorite book recommendations and don't hold back, because I don't have many trigger warnings. In fact, I really don't have any trigger warnings. There are things that I dislike, like a bully romance. I also don't like books with dubious consent, but overall, I can relatively read anything. So just give it to me. Oh my god, she gave it to me. Oh my god, this book, fuck. I don't even know how to I don't know how to put it into words, okay? This is a bully romance. And let me tell you, oh my god, like, I can't put it into words. I literally am so uncomfortable right now talking about this book. Okay, oh boy. This has so many trigger warnings, I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is not even dubious consent, it is straight up sexual assault. Our hero assaults our heroine in the very first chapter. Our hero is the bully in this book. And I'm going to say this. This is why trigger warnings are so important. This is why trigger warnings are so important, because our author provided trigger warnings in the beginning of the book and said that our hero is not a likable hero. She straight up said it, that he is not looking to be redeemed. He is who he is, okay? That is not an excuse for his behavior, but it gives some context for the book, because you're not expecting this to be a knight in shining armor. This is a dark, bully high school romance, and it is dark. It is so fucking dark. I can't even, like, I'm sorry that I'm cursing so much, but it's dark. I was actually going to scrap this portion of the video and not read this book and just pretend I never even picked it and we were gonna move on. And that was that. But then I was like, no, if I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna commit, even if it's gonna be a low star rating. So a lot of people didn't get past the first or second chapter because of the horrendous things he does. Basically, okay, I guess I should tell you the premise of the book. This book follows our heroine. She lives in this small high school that is really intensely focused on football. Okay, it's a thing in Texas. I don't live in Texas, but if you live in Texas, I guess football is a big thing there. I don't know. But yeah. So she gets assaulted by one of the football players, separate from our hero. This guy kind of gropes her in an inappropriate way that she does not allow or appreciate. So she tells the football coach and gets him banned for the season. And a lot of people hate her for it and bully her for it. And this guy who gets banned for the season feels some type of way because it's his senior year. So him and his friends kind of corner her into a classroom and do some pretty horrendous stuff to her. I'm just going to leave it at that, and you can decide if you want to finish the book from there. Our hero is not the guy that I mentioned in the beginning. Our hero is one of the friends who goes with this guy to kind of bully her and intimidate her so that his friend can play football. But the hero is the one who actually takes it even further and makes the situation even worse and kind of bullies her throughout the video, but is kind of like deeply obsessed with her. And it follows their romance. It is so hard to describe this book. When I first read the chapter, I was just distraught. My heart was pounding. Like, my heart literally dropped for the things that our heroine was going through. Like, it is so hard to read that in the first chapter and then realize, like, that's our hero. Like, I had to literally read the synopsis like 3 times to make sure that this guy was our actual hero, because I couldn't even imagine a book where this guy got redeemed or was our hero or made me believe in their romance. I just couldn't imagine it. But I powered through. I powered through this book, and let me tell you, it was a journey of all journeys. It was a journey of all journeys. If you are not someone who is open-minded, if you're not, okay, it's not even that you have to be open-minded. I don't mean that as an insult, but I'm just saying you have to be extremely open-minded to read this book. You have to really put aside any triggers, any like fantasies of like this man getting redeemed, because he doesn't. He is awful pretty much throughout the book, but he is just, I can't describe this book. Okay, here's the thing. Our heroine goes through something really horrific, and she grapples with it in her own way. Now, this is told entirely in her point of view, and that is key, because you see her kind of compartmentalize what happened to her, and she comes to a point where she wants to understand the person that did this thing to her. She is the most strong, independent heroine I've ever read. Like, literally, her will and her like mental strength was just stupendous. Like, the writing of the heroine was unbelievable. So basically, she comes to a point where she wants to understand Carter, our hero, and not necessarily give him a second chance, because she doesn't entirely forgive him for what she did, and he never really tries to make excuses for what he did. Like, everyone knows what he did was horrible, and that is always just made clear in this book. But she decides that she just wants to get inside his head. She wants to understand what happened, why he did it. She discovers that he's into consensual non-consent, or forced consent, basically. That's his thing. He's never really explored it with anyone else, and there is a reason why he's into that, and you will see it in the book, but I don't really feel like I'm going to dive that deep into it because I don't want to like do any spoilers. And she decides, and she realizes that she's also kind of into that, and they explore that darker realm of both of them. And it is a very emotional journey. And I wouldn't even say this is like a romance, as more of just like a mind fuck. Like, oh God, it is something so crazy. I cannot find words to like really explain how I feel. So I'm gonna take a break, actually. I know this is not what I planned, but I feel like I need to sit on this book a little bit longer and kind of tell you guys my feelings in a more concise way. So I'm gonna come back and we will talk about this book more. I wouldn't say that I would recommend this book because it is so dark, and I know so many people will have a problem with the first couple chapters. Like, when I say it's dark, don't doubt me on that. Like, it is dark, okay? It is dark. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's really not funny. I'm so sorry. I laugh when I feel uncomfortable. I laugh when I feel uncomfortable, and it is a habit I've had for years. My mom hates that about me. Like, anytime the kids say something or get in trouble or anything, I always crack up laughing at the most inappropriate times. When my mom's like trying to discipline the kids, or like something horrific is happening, like, I just laugh. It is, oh my God, it's the worst thing. I wish I wasn't like this, but I'm so uncomfortable right now, and I need to figure out how to describe this book. And this whole video was pointless. This whole clip was pointless, but this book has me in my feels. It has me in my feels. Okay, goodbye. I'm going to bed now. Salutations. I look a mess, as always. I'm trying this kombucha. This grocery store has kombucha on tap. Game changer. It literally is so good. Tropical turmeric kombucha, which is perfect because I saw this thing on TikTok, and it's basically like turmeric lemonade. So it's like fresh squeezed lemons, turmeric, ginger, pepper, like all of this really good stuff for like digestive health. And I'm so badly wanting to stop that. That wasn't proper grammar. I am so sorry. I very much want to. I literally cannot speak today. I need to stop drinking soda is my point. And it's very hard for me because I love soda. I really do, especially Coke. And it's so hard for me, even though I drink kombucha. Kombucha is crazy expensive compared to a 12-pack of soda, which is frustrating. I wish it was a little bit more affordable. So I decided that I was going to try this turmeric lemonade thing, kind of as an alternative. Yeah, I went to the grocery store today, and we're going to make turmeric lemonade. I got all of the stuff. I got all the stuff except ginger because I don't like ginger. So that's what we're doing today. And yeah. Okay, hi. Sam from the future. I actually just filmed the intro to this video. I filmed my reading vlogs in pieces and then just kind of spliced them all together. I'm a mess. I'm truly a mess. So my family was cleaning the garage. We were cleaning like upstairs, downstairs, everywhere, just to like sanitize, you know what I mean? And we were in the garage, and I am not someone who hoards things or, okay. I was gonna say I'm not a collector. I don't collect things, but clearly I collect books. But typically I'm not a very sentimental person. I don't tend to keep things. Like, I am the type of person, like, every spring cleaning, I throw so much stuff out. Like, I don't like clutter. I don't like mess. So yeah, I will definitely throw things away all the time, except books, obviously. Books and makeup. Those are like the two things that I do collect, but everything else, basura. Any hoozles. As my family was cleaning, they were cleaning the garage, and I was like, I don't even have a single box in there. Like, I have nothing in there that I've been hoarding or saving. And I mean, it's kind of a detriment because like a lot of the things from my childhood I never really saved unless my mom forced me to, or she like saved. So that's kind of unfortunate. But as they were cleaning, they found these. These are journals or diaries that I had I don't even know when. I think this is the second grade. It's like these little project folders that my mom kept, and I thought it would be hilarious for you guys to read some, because we were reading some like with my family, and we were just cracking up about how freaking sassy I was as a child. I was very, very sassy. Okay. Okay, so it says, there's one little entry. It says, Dear Samantha. I started everything with Dear Samantha, like as if I was literally writing to myself from the future. It says, Dear Samantha, it's March. You know what that means? Talent show. Okay, I must have been really excited for the talent show. I remember being in the talent show. Oh God, dear Lord, why did I do this? I had these friends. It was me and a group of 3 girls. So we called ourselves the TKSS team, because that was our initial. TK, and then there was 2 girls with S's. We were very dedicated. We had costumes. We did singing mashup and dances. I remember one time for Christmas, I went to a very small school. So when you did something, like, it went around the whole school. Okay, like when I say small, I literally mean my graduating senior class was 10 people. 10 people. 5 girls, 5 boys, okay? And I knew all of them since preschool. I went to the same school from preschool all the way to 12th grade, so it was very small. So I remember in Christmas, we did a Jingle Bell Rock, because all of us loved Mean Girls so much. And it wasn't like as risque as Mean Girls, and we literally went to, I think at that point, I think I was in the 5th grade, and we went to every single class in elementary school. 1st grade class, 2nd grade class, 3rd grade class, and we performed, and we got to get out of class early because we were going to other classes performing, and we thought we were absolute rock stars. But the thing is, I cannot sing nor can I dance, so I don't know what I was doing out there, but I was doing something. Honestly, I probably just did it because my friends were doing it. Okay, next. This one, I cracked up. It said, Dear Samantha, this week is good/bad. I lost 1 point. Mackenzie is working my last good nerve. I was in the 3rd grade, and I said that this girl was working my last good nerve. What's unfortunate is I don't actually remember a Mackenzie. I just told you we only had 10 kids in our class, but I don't recall a Mackenzie. And I tried to look for my school yearbook to see who this girl was that was working my last nerve. I must have not really liked her, because I mentioned her a lot. And oh, I'm so sorry, Mackenzie, wherever you are. And for some reason, on this same one, I don't know who I thought I was. I said, I have big mission. It seems like everyone is turning into a clone. I need to get some spy stuff. And then I listed the people who were my friends and who were not. I don't know who I was spying on. I don't know what I was doing, but little Samantha felt like she needed to investigate, okay? The next day I said it was a good day because we had cupcakes. So I apparently forgot about all of that spy stuff, okay? Anyways, so yeah, that's a little peek into young Samantha back in the day, back in the Disney. Oh gosh, this literally had no point other than I am almost finished with Carnal Urges. I am reading that on Kindle Unlimited. I was listening to the ebook. I like this book, I do. But I think I'm gonna give it, I don't know, let me finish it. The only thing is I'm not someone who reads mafia romances, and Jen had said like, oh, she didn't know I didn't read too many mafia romances, that she wouldn't consider this like a book for beginners. And I could say that because it jumps right into a mafia world. Like, it just plops you right into this world and you're expected to kind of understand what's going on. And I'm a little confused. This is a second book in a series, and I feel like I missed a lot because I didn't read the first book, which I'm not faulting the author for. But I just feel like I'm a little confused on the world. But other than that, our heroine, she's super independent. She's super crazy. Like, she got kidnapped and she's like making friends with her kidnappers, you know, and she's like turning them on her side, and like everyone's falling in love with her, and she's just super independent. She's not like the type of girl who's gonna cry when she's kidnapped. Oh no, oh no. And she's hilarious. Like, she is so hilarious and sees the bright side of everything. And our hero is this grumpy mafioso. He's part of the Irish mob, and he is like the complete opposite of her, but he's falling for her, obviously, because we know how this thing goes. So I'm liking it. It's sitting at like a 3-star. I'm intrigued, I'm interested, but I don't see this being like one of my all-time favorite books ever, ever, ever. You know what I mean? You know, I just finished filming the intro to a completely different video, which is why I actually have makeup on, but look, I have almost finished the entire drink. That's how good it is, guys. Honestly, trust me on this. Trust me on this. This drink is divine. It tastes exactly like lemonade, but it has turmeric and pepper and like all of this really good stuff for you, but it literally just tastes like lemonade. I'm amazed. Say what you will about TikTok, but it really be putting us on sometimes, okay? It really be putting us on. All right, anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. Moving forward, I have come to end this video, friends. Yes, I have. I don't know why I'm sitting here like an early 2000 villain about to explain my avenge plan. Like, you know, like, mwahahaha. All right, clearly I'm going a little crazy. It's very late. I'm tired. Okay, so I'm here to end this video. We read 3 books. Well, honestly, we read like 2 books in this video. The third book that I read, I'm still currently reading, but I'm going to talk about it because I'm almost finished with it. So here we go. I've realized that I kind of left you hanging with the bully romance. So let's spin back to Untouchable by Sam Mariano. I mentioned in like a clip a while back that I was going to take a break on this book and think and gather my thoughts. And I still don't fucking know what to say about this book. I really don't. This book fucked me up, and excuse my language, but I don't know how else to say it. This book ruined me in a way I cannot explain. I don't like dark romances, okay? I don't like bully romances. I don't like high school romances. I don't like romances with young characters. I don't like heroes that are jerks. This literally has every single trope that I freaking hate, but I gave this book 4 stars. Make it make sense, babe. Make it make sense. So, okay, I'm gonna try to piece together some thoughts into this. First of all, holy cow, this has so many trigger warnings. Do I actually recommend this book to people? Probably not, because it could be very harmful to a lot of people. We have sexual assault, we have bullying, we have everything. You're sitting here thinking like, Samantha, this book sounds horrible. Why did you like it? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I feel so lost. Like, okay, I'm gonna bring it together. Thoughts, focus. I've never read anything like it. Do I think this is the most romantic romance ever? No, absolutely not. Would I want something like this to happen in a real life situation? Absolutely not. But there was just something so addicting about this book in the fact that it was toxic. It was a book where a hero was not redeemed. It's hard to say like that a book that has so many problematic elements can ultimately be a 4-star for me. But for me, I read romance because I want it to be wild and crazy and just something completely different. And that's exactly what this book was. And it had me thinking about what I'm looking for in a romance. It had me thinking about, you know, the dynamics of a relationship and toxic relationships. Like, so many good conversations came from this book. Oh, God. It was just so crazy. The book is fucked up. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but I also gave it 4 stars. So do with that what you fucking will. Next book I read was Carnal Urges, and this one was a mafia romance. I kind of already explained what kind of went on with this book. Our heroine unknowingly starts a mafia war. She ends up getting kidnapped by a leader of the Irish mob, and their romance ensues. There is a lot of mafia-ness. Is that a word? A lot of things are happening, like, in the essential outer plot, but most of the book is really just their relationship and their romance. They start off as an enemies to lovers situation and fall for each other in a really unique way. Thing is that I was interested in this book, but not as interested as I wanted to be. And I think it's because I probably should have read more mafia books before this. I probably should have read the first book before this. I'm not faulting this book for that because that's my own fault. But I still feel like a lot of the books I was just kind of taken out of the story. I wasn't as invested as I was maybe that bully romance that I mentioned. It was a really, really good book, but I can definitely say it's not my favorites. So because of that, I'm just gonna give it like a middle of the road rating and give it 3 stars. Next is The Takeover by T.L. Swan, and this one I'm still listening to an audio, but I literally have just a little bit left, so I feel comfortable talking about it. This one is so amazing. I love it. I'm torn between giving, I really should just give it a 5 star. I'm like in between a 4 and a 5 star. It's a really long book, so maybe there was like a part of me that was like, oh, I kind of wish it was a little bit shorter, mainly because I normally read novellas or books that are around 300 pages, and this one's like 500 pages. But again, that's personal preference. I really, really like this book. Again, a strong, independent heroine and a cocky hero. We sense a theme with all of these characters. This is kind of like an office romance, enemies to lovers. Our heroine, she has been through so much with losing her husband and having to take care of her young sons. And this book is really about grief and finding love again and finding happiness again. She is so amazing. And I think the writing in this book is also really amazing. Our hero, it was very interesting to see him turn from being this cocky asshole to being someone very caring but still possessive at the same time. I think there was like a perfect balance between him. This book was incredibly steamy. It was incredibly funny and very emotional. I cried, I laughed, I swooned. Like, what else could you want in this kind of book? I love the dynamic they had for each other. I loved how our heroine still got to this place where she was still madly, deeply in love with her husband that passed away, but she was also allowing herself to find new love and still take care of her, you know, kids at the same time, but not lose a piece of herself. And I think that was just beautiful. Such an emotional book, but it was perfectly balanced by the steam and the humor and the banter between our characters. So this was beautiful and wonderful, and I'm just going to give it 5 stars. I haven't finished it yet, but I already know it's going to be a 5-star book, and I literally have like 2 chapters left. So I feel confident in giving it 5 stars. So we read 3 books. We had a 5-star, we had a 4-star, and we had a 3-star. We read a bully romance, an office romance, and a mafia romance. And I can confidently say that Jen is great at recommending books. We already knew that. I don't know if Jen and I have exact similar reading tastes because she reads a lot of mafia romances and I tend to read like novellas, a lot of poly romances, a lot of historical romances. Can definitely see some similar themes in our reading tastes. I just love the way Jen talks about romance books. You can really tell how much she loves the genre, and her content is amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit of a longer one because I really couldn't piece my thoughts together for that bully romance. It did fuck me up. It really, really did. I'm in such a massive reading slump because of that book, but in a good way. I'm excited that this video really took me out of my comfort zone. I'm not someone who reads contemporary books or dark romances. Like, all 3 of these books are type of books that I probably wouldn't have picked for myself, but I enjoyed reading. This video is probably going to be me reading Rachel's favorite books from Rachel Reads and Sings, so I hope you stay tuned for that. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, and as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the absolute world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.